Okay, and we're live. Welcome, welcome. Do, 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 do. Started here in just a second. Basically ready to go. When does the season pass for this come out? Because I'm definitely going to play. Let's see. 40. Geez, why are season passes so? They better include. Okay, 2 story packs. Fair enough. We'll wait till it's cheaper though. Hey, how's it going, Fox? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Did you see the Jusant video is doing good now? I noticed a really weird trend. The videos, it shows you when videos get sent out, like when it gets impressions, which is when it gets like seen, basically when YouTube sends it out for people to see it, right? And what's really weird is neither of the videos got impressions from like anywhere outside of like subscribers and people I shared it with for like 3 days, and then on day 3 they both go zoom. It's like it decides it's like at 3 days in it checks, did the people that watched it already like it? They did. Okay, boom. I'm working on my Christmas themed game jam. Oh, awesome, awesome, congrats. I saw, congrats, thank you. Yeah, I'm honestly really happy about it. Like, I was totally okay with that video not really taking off. Like, I just wanted to make it, and I just want to keep making content consistently just so that, like, I build up a library of stuff for people to watch as new viewers come in. But, I was, like, very, very happy with it doing better. The Alan Wake video is still climbing too. It looks like it's gonna be at 10,000 before my birthday, which will be awesome. Out of 4. So I need to record footage for the game. I wanted to do. I'm not really using footage of this part of the game much, so I'm mostly gonna. Because I think I'm gonna leave the last zone as kind of. I don't want to show anybody the last zone. I think if people like the game and they want to play it, I kind of want them to like have something left to see, because I think seeing stuff for the first time is really special. So I think I'll focus on just the main 2 zones, which I've like basically cleared out, and I'll go and grab footage for them. So, where's a good place? I wanted to start with stuff in Tariq. Go back. Nursery. Yeah, we can go back. Be fun. All the pretty stuff is. Because I don't know. I think that actually looks up. Or user interface. Turn it off. It's Can't believe that. I really want to discuss my idea for the game jam, but it probably would require entering BC. You can hop in BC. I'm just chilling. I will be a little focused, so I might not be the most responsive, but I will listen. I mean, I'm not gonna like not talk to you. I just see that like sometimes I kind of get a little in the zone. Yeah, you can hop in BC and explain. Because I am curious. I want to know what it is, how it works. And like I said, I'm just getting footage. So let's eat. We want to go into the move, unpin the, and let's eat food so it stops telling us to eat. By those powers combined. So go. They're nowhere in.
Hello.
Hi Fox, how's it going?
I'm good, I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Let's see. I'm trying to find a place where I can find the game. I can make it pretty. Oh, actually, it's turning to sun coming up or going down. I don't know. Okay, sun rises in. Oh, wait. Fuck, which way does the sunset work, Fox? You're in school.
Sun rises in the east and sets in the west, I'm pretty
Heck
sure.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
East. East. Okay, I think sun's coming up, damn it. It's like one of those things that like everybody should just know off the top of their head, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't. Oops. East west. I think it's getting later out. It's hard to tell. I'm in this game. Okay. Anyway, so explain your game. I'm
Okay,
looking
so
around.
let's get the context. So the theme is Christmas, which makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
And the special object is obviously an anvil. So yeah.
Perfect. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So okay. I really had no ideas of what to do. But then after like a lot of thinking, I came up with practically you're this guy, and you live at the bottom of the Christmas tree, and then one day you notice that the light of the star of the Christmas tree, the light went out. So you have to like progress through to the top of the tree, so just platforming until you reach the top and you just turn on the light, practically. But
Okay.
then it's more like a Metroidvania, so you sort of unlock skills as you go. So for example, you can unlock a dash, and you can go you can backtrack until there's the zone where you have to jump over a pit, which you can do with the dash, but you couldn't do before.
Okay.
And the anvil is practically you have the sugar cane, and you can upgrade the sugar cane to give you abilities. So for
Okay.
example, as soon as you pick up the sugar cane, you can dash, and
Ooh.
like
Okay.
abilities like grappling and other stuff like that.
Oh,
I
okay.
still
Cause
haven't
so
used all
kind
three.
of an extension of like, kind of like an extension of how like in your butter chicken thing, how like the item facilitates the mechanics.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's part of the jam thing, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And also another mechanic is that there's gonna be like a lot of Christmas balls flying out of the air, and so you can at the start you have to dodge them, but when you pick up the sugar cane, they become a lot more consistent. And what you have to do is like you rotate the sugar cane around you so you can block them,
Oh shit. Okay, that sounds cool.
and then yeah, you upgrade the sugar cane, which is gonna be the
Okay.
main
Or
Metroidvania mechanic and the anvil thing. So now I borrowed someone's code, and now I have movement, which is a start, and I'm gonna try and code the Christmas balls that are flying at you for today at least. So I don't have
okay,
much time left, but yeah,
that sounds
that's it.
cool. So
Yeah, I thought at the start it
what
was
do you
more
what
like
do you make
basic
what do you make your games in?
Unity.
Okay. So pretty. And through the pretty light of trees.
Uh, quite dark. I went to the stream. At least it looks dark for me. Like, I mean,
Those
no, the trees are emitting light.
as the trees and stuff are really
Yeah.
on the and I can always bump up the contrast and the stuff in post just to like elevate it. I don't really like
Yeah.
I don't normally touch footage at all because like I'm kind of showing the game as it is, but people's monitors and stuff are of different qualities and YouTube compression does weird things. So it's not unreasonable to make it look a little nice. I'm basically just like recording walking around this space because I can just it's filler
Yeah,
footage.
Yeah. How like how far into the story are you?
About 3/4 to just over or between 2/3 and 3/4. And I was gonna finish the story before I started working
Yeah.
on stuff today, but I was like, I explained earlier, I was like, I'd rather people get to see that third part of the game for themselves. And I'll
Okay,
use-
yeah, makes sense. So you write the script without you even knowing what it's like.
Well, no, I know what it's like, but
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
not. I'm not gonna bother. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna finish it in my own time because I like this game, but I'm not making. That's kind of the nice thing about moving away from reviews or critique is that if I play a game enough, I don't necessarily need to finish it to make my video, right? Because my point isn't a substantial like claim about like the entire quality of the game. It's just about this one thing I like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I'm trying to capture a mix of like I don't want it's weird because I want to capture pretty moments, but I don't want to capture like the prettiest moments because I need a mix of like stuff that's nice to look at but doesn't clash with like the big moments I want to show where it like really wows you, right? Because those are good like transitional things. Like when I'm talking about why something is so awesome, I can switch to that scene that it looks the best. Like this still looks nice, but this kind of footage is perfect like background stuff because it doesn't really show off how good the game looks. Like especially in this area, like it looks nice, but it doesn't get across the point of just how good it can look.
And it's not distracting, which
Yeah.
can definitely help.
Well, and that's the thing I found. What's funny is distracting is really not a huge concern, in the sense that
No, yeah, it is.
like I was looking at other people's videos and stuff because I was trying to figure out how I can use footage from the Avatar films, right, without getting copyright struck. Because I want to use a little bit just to show like the really pretty moments, just for even if it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know, just as examples. To I'm saying a lot of my points are about how this game does a really good job of looking and feeling like that world, right? So I kind of have to show you what that world looks like. But one thing I noticed when I was watching people's videos about movies where they are trying to get around copyright for film is I didn't notice this before at all. One of my favorite creators, their clips when talking about like any Disney related property, they literally cut at maximum every 4 seconds, and it's not distracting. Well, now they do some smart things where sometimes when to string together a point, the cuts will cut from very similar looking scenes, right?
Yeah.
But they're still rapid. And you'd be surprised how like, because I noticed that with my Jusant video, where like now going back and watching Alan Wake, it feels slow. More is better as long as you're not like doing it so fast it's confusing, right? You need to slow down when you're trying to make a point, but like when you're just talking and just kind of explaining things as they are, um, more cuts and keeping things moving is good. It's also important to show footage of stuff happening. Like I originally thought showing too many things happening, like gameplay related, would be distracting, but again, it's that movement on screen that really makes a video feel better. Like the Jusant video, I wasn't as passionate about that game as Alan Wake, but like when I look at the editing, like it's so much better. Like there's a couple of things I'm not happy with, but like it is so much better edited.
Yeah.
And it's just because I realize that you need to like keep people's attention, right? Where like I'll watch the Alan Wake video back, and occasionally I'm like, there are moments where I'm kind of like, okay, show something else on the screen, dude. Like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, the audience will feel that too. This is kind of cool how you can like walk through this really, really deep water next to the trees. Yeah, so this should be good stuff. Then I'm going to go to the other zone and show some footage of that. Yeah, another thing that's made my process a lot faster is realizing that for a video that's only 15, 10 to 20 minutes long in that range, it's a lot easier to just record the footage I need than it is to try and like scrub all of my VODs for it.
Yeah.
Like there are moments I mark down moments kind of in my head while I'm playing because I still record what I'm playing, and then delete what I don't use. But like for the most part, I get a lot of the footage after the fact now because it's so much easier. Jusant was the only. Yeah, like Jusant, Jusant's different, obviously. I used all VOD footage, but that game was that game was the length of one VOD. Right. It literally, I finished it in one single stream session, so I could use, there's plenty of footage to gather from the whole game in one thing.
I finished Limbo, which is one of the games I got on Nintendo Switch.
How do you feel about it? I'm not a fan of that type of puzzle.
I enjoyed it.
I like the idea of those puzzles.
Yeah, the idea is good.
I just feel like I don't like how they feel. Does that make sense?
No,
like,
yeah. It doesn't feel puzzly in a sense.
No, it's more the actual like the kinetic feeling of playing of moving objects and stuff. It feels both clunky and floaty at the same time. If that makes sense. I don't know. I never really. I played Planet of Lana, and that has a very it has very similar puzzle design to like Inside and Limbo, and I got the same sense there where like the puzzles are fine, but my problem with them is you figure out how to solve them so much faster than you can put the solution into practice. That's what I needed to focus on. I was trying to come because that's how I'm sure as someone who studies game design, that's like the basics elements of puzzles is that like you have to make putting the solution in place not take longer than figuring it out.
Yeah, the puzzles weren't that great, but I liked the main idea, which is present more in the first half, which is you have to die to get to the solution, but you don't want to die. In the second half, you really didn't care anymore. I don't know if it was because like experience or maybe because it didn't look that bad anymore. Because the deaths in the first part were actually like quite scary. Like you'd see a mannequin, you were like, okay, I have nowhere to go. I need to approach it, but I know I'm gonna die if I approach it.
Yeah.
So you don't know what to do.
Yeah, I definitely I respect those games and like I know they're very good. It's more just a matter of like I still have tastes, right? Like so I can think I think they're good games. They're just like and they're things I'll still play. Like I liked playing Planet of Lana. I think it was a little derivative in the sense that it didn't really expand on any of the ideas from something like Limbo or Inside enough. It was more just a different style than it was a different kind of game. You know what I mean? It more had just a different coat of paint and a different theme than it did have completely different gameplay. But it was still like good. I still liked it. there were definitely parts though where it was slow. Like it's only a 4 hour
Yeah,
game, and there was like at the
yeah,
2 hour
yeah.
mark, it had started to drag a bit, and I was like, oh my god, and I almost didn't want to keep going, and then I came back the next day to play it again. I was like, okay, just start it. You know, it's not very long. See where it goes,
Yeah,
and
you have
literally,
to break
yeah,
it up.
and like 15 minutes later, like it's like something like even though the puzzles didn't get more interesting, the narrative and the presentation got way more interesting. So suddenly I like was like, oh okay, I got the payoff for all the puzzles I'd solved earlier, which was seeing these really nice scenes play out, right? And I was like, okay, now I'm like now I have the momentum to get me to the end.
Yeah, also the story in Limbo is like quite simple but nice.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, and if you like those, you have like the person who designed all the puzzles and gameplay for that made Cocoon, so you have to play Cocoon.
Yeah,
And it's
I'll have to
Cocoon.
try it.
Cocoon is a completely different game, but it's just
Yeah,
cool because it's basically the guy who came up with the gameplay went his own went separate ways from the team that came up with like the art style and the direction, right? And yeah, so he yeah, Cocoon is just man, Cocoon is so cool. Cocoon's one of those
but
game. What? Sorry.
is Cocoon more puzzle centered game or
Yeah,
just like adventure or
more puzzle.
okay, okay.
They're not
Yeah, I
harder,
want to find. Okay, okay.
but
But
the puzzles feature more. And it's what honestly my thing is the puzzles are both. I personally think the puzzles are more interesting and it looks better. Like it's both like the themes, the aesthetic, the visuals, the sound design, all of those things, and the puzzles. I honestly think are a lot more fun than side. But I'm a nerd for the kind of art style it goes for. I'm a nerd for anything that's inspired with like a heavy dose of either like cosmic themes or space or the combination of the two in any way, right? And that game is very much like a abstract science fiction. Like it doesn't explain anything to you, but it has very like science fictiony cosmic horror-y elements to it.
yeah, yeah.
Undertones, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so because of that, plus the puzzles being so cool and the visual design being so cool, like, yeah, because
I
it's a wordless game and there's not really any dialogue or any text or anything. It's literally just the puzzle mechanics and then the visual spectacle. So it feels very alien, like you're kind of just experiencing what happens every time you solve a puzzle. You're like, oh, I solved this. Okay, now that happened. Now, what the fuck was that? Okay, next puzzle.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like indecisive between whether I should go for a hard puzzle game or for something that's easier.
But about the
But
experience.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
something like Steven Sausage Roll or Cocoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
I get what you're
Steven
saying.
Sausage Roll is
Yeah,
like
Steven
one that's
Sausage Roll
really
is like,
hard.
yeah, it's like Baba Is You. It's like one of those I've heard it's tough as hell.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
so
Stinkbird.
how much footage? That's okay. That's plenty of footage of that. Let's go. I got 50. Perfect.
I need
Yes.
to try it. See
I've
if it's
heard Baba Is You or Lemon loved Baba is loving Baba Is You. They haven't finished it, but they love it. I like the puzzle design, but I'm one of those
I
people
don't
where
know.
my thing with Baba Is You is like I like the puzzle design and I think the art style is cute and clever, but like it feels too much like playing a game. It feels too much like solving a puzzle on paper with digital assets versus playing a video game, if that makes sense, because like
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
they just use flat assets that you just move around in squares, right?
Yeah, it looks
It
like those puzzle games on the plane about the caveman.
yeah,
Don't
but
know
like
why.
super advanced, yeah. Or it looks like
Yeah, exactly.
or it looks like the maze on the back of like a cereal box or something silly like that. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So like, and it doesn't make it bad in any way. Like, I think it's really a smart game and it's really cool. It's just like there's the part of me that's like they could have gone for a more visually like I don't know, interesting style. Like I know this is silly, but even if all the words just took place, even if the whole thing just existed in like a 2.5D perspective and all the words were like like blocked, like they looked blocky, right? Like they instead of flat. Like just add some
Yeah.
depth to the environment. Like just make it look like a video game. I know that's so reductive and shitty to say. I feel like
Actually, it should top down. Because
yeah,
the whole
like it just
thing that makes it weird
it
is
just
top
it
down.
it feels like like yeah, it feels like you're looking at yeah, it just feels like you're looking at something very flat and yeah, I get that that's the point. Like that's fine. Um, it's just something I'm not personally fond of. It's hard because it's one of those things where I don't even feel good criticizing it because like I kind of as much as I begrudgingly do so, I do agree with like Levitt and Silk that like art that is if something is intentionally of a style, then criticizing that style just because you don't like it isn't valid, right? So like it's very much like I don't like how Hylix looks. I hate it. But like it looks that way on it looks exactly how it wants to look to create a certain style. It's very unique. And me not liking it isn't really a valid criticism of it as like art. Like it's not like it is bad looking. I just don't like the way it
Yeah.
looks. And that
Yeah, like
and that,
modern art.
yeah, exactly. And it's and yeah, because like it is like modern art. Because I can respect modern art. Like I don't say that like ironically. Like it's a I respect modern art even when I very rarely like it. I do like some of it. Sometimes I see something that's modern art and I'm like, oh, that actually does kind of resonate with me, right? Um, but I even even the vast majority of it that I don't resonate with, I at least respect that it's something I don't get. It's still valid. It's still good. It should still exist, right?
Yeah, sometimes, let's be honest.
Some well, yeah. I mean, there are we're talking in the context of games that are good. Like I'm not gonna mention like
Yeah.
bad games that are just asset. Like there's the day before, right? It's just a shit asset flip scam, right? Like that doesn't really, um, that doesn't really count. You can criticize that and the quality of that as much as you want because there's no creative integrity or spirit or soul in that thing.
I don't know it, thankfully.
Oh, it's this. It was the most wishlisted game on Steam. It came out the day after the Game Awards, or the day before the day of. I don't know. It came out right around then, like between the 6th and the 8th.
Yeah.
It was the most wishlisted game on Steam at the time, and it basically. Do you know what The Division is? The Ubisoft's game, The Division.
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not.
It basically it's like it looked like a post-apocalyptic zombie survival. It looked like multiplayer The Last of Us. It looked like The Last of Us, the MMO. Does that make sense? Have you ever seen the gameplay from The Last
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Us?
okay.
Yeah, imagine the gameplay from The Last of Us in a giant like in a city that's supposed to look like New York or whatever, but an MMO where you play with other people. Okay, but anyway, that's the whole idea of it. The whole thing's a scam. It's just an asset flip. The developers literally like shut down all their contact information and deleted their website a few days afterwards. Like, and anybody with
Wow.
anybody with any common sense could tell way beforehand that this thing was fake and that it was going to be fake. But they did just a good enough job of making a really convincing highlight reel and stuff and stringing people along that casual people who just don't follow game news just didn't know better, right? That's generally what it is.
Yeah.
Even like you not knowing about the games I'm talking about, Fox, you are vastly more informed about modern game releases than most people. Just like and like even if you're like I don't feel like it, like you don't actually have to be that informed to be more informed than most consumers. Most people legitimately just
Yeah.
play games that they see commercials for and games that their friends recommend to them and sequels to games that they liked when they were younger. That's what most people play,
Yeah,
right? Like
like
to
the average Nintendo fan
yeah, like to know
just
about
doesn't really know about anything else.
yeah, to know about a game that's coming out that is from a company you've never heard of on a platform you don't play on very often, like, and to know why people think it's cool, just that puts you like way above most people in terms of just how much you know about that stuff. God, this game is so fucking pretty.
I have the Christmas ball flying at you working.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, I just that should be good for today. Tomorrow I want to work on. I forgot. No, tomorrow I wanted to do basic arts, just like the blob, and
Yeah.
just tile maps, so I can start working on like actual levels. Cause it sounds ambitious, but if I keep it in a small scale, like let's say
Yeah.
only 10 rooms and a small map
Yeah,
with
like
only like
the
five
game
major
jam is
Metroidvania points.
yeah, like the game jam is about demonstrating the mechanic, not about making content.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so as long as you have a room or whatever that demonstrates each thing you're showing, you're fine. It doesn't need to necessarily have a certain amount of gameplay to spend doing, right?
yeah, exactly.
At least not per each task.
Obviously,
Maybe as a whole you want it to be a certain length, but
obviously not having any gameplay in just a tutorial isn't good, but yeah, like I want to also make it like I don't know.
how much of a game gets played when being judged in a game jam?
I'd say quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure, but I got like I my game jam like my butter chicken got graded like within a month I think, and I got like quite a few votes. I think there's just some like moderators that play through every game, and also I feel like just the community plays through.
Yeah, and
I don't
honestly,
know. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's in your best interest to keep your games short and finishable, because like even if people
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if they don't intend to think this way, there is a bias to the dopamine hit of finishing a game, right? In the
yeah,
sense that
exactly.
like even if your game doesn't have as advanced of mechanic as someone else's or something, if the reviewer could at least finish it, right? Before say that say your game is done and demonstrates all of its points before another game has shown off like its best mechanic or whatever, there's a chance they don't ever get to that mechanic, whereas you both got to show all your points and that person has that kind of good positive feeling of, oh, I finished that, right? Like it's like they don't even like, even if they have to try and fight that bias, there's just an undeniable feeling of it just feels good to like play a game start to finish and complete it, like you
Yeah,
finished.
exactly.
Yeah, like so the more you can give them that by keeping it short is smart, because like that was the thing with butter chicken. Like I think it only took me like, what was it, 15 minutes,
Yeah,
right? But that
yeah,
was
yeah.
perfect. Like as someone who like, I'll be honest, as someone who's really hesitant to normally like engage with like user content and fan stuff and things like that, right? I was willing to try, and then the fact that it was short and sweet and made all the points made it like all the better, because I was like, oh, okay, this is it convinced me quickly rather than letting me be skeptical for too long, right?
Yeah, also one thing I realized is I should have probably like in the description I should have asked to record like footage gameplay. Like I had gotten zero feedback in a sense. Like I hadn't gotten I saw nobody play it. So I don't know if any of the puzzles worked in a sense.
Yeah.
Which is I mean like the main issue, right?
Yeah, well, if there's time when this one's done, send it to me and I'll at least try it so to see if it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, exactly.
Because I don't mind doing that at all, and I think it's cool just to see, because the mechanic, like what's funny is how like as silly as it is, the gameplay, some of the ideas you like had in, I can't remember one, can't remember what it was, but one of the ideas you had in Butter Chicken, unironically, in like a weird roundabout way, gave me an idea while I was editing something once, and I was like, wait, that's hilarious. Like these things seem completely unrelated, but just like knowing how this mechanic worked kind of was relevant to just knowing a thing about a software I was using.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like no, it's really cool how sometimes you'd be surprised, like because again, games and game design, right? a lot of software to make it usable is gamified in small ways, because games are fundamentally, when made well, are very intuitive, right? So there's
Yeah.
a lot of tricks and understanding in games and media in that kind of extends to media in general, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's silly things, like sometimes it'll just be, oh, that nice bit of that thing ended quickly is about can be like a valuable realization, right? Like just to play a level and be like, oh, that was short and sweet. Oh, short and sweet is something I might need to think about more, right? Like it seems like kind of a stretch, but it's really not. It's like it's as simple as stuff like that.
Yeah, and short and sweet is practically the definition of game jam. If you don't have
Yeah,
it short and sweet, then there's no
exactly.
point.
Well, and that's like, yeah, like again, that was kind of like there was a part of me, right, that I wanted to make when I wanted to make videos for the longest time. Because I have for a really long time wanted to make videos. It was a matter of like I wanted to do big, long, epic critiques like what I like to watch, right? But and in my mind, I saw those as kind of like, oh, oh god, there's people there. Oops, sorry. Game actually jump scared me. Yeah, so there's I wanted to make big long videos because that's what I liked watching. That's kind of what made me fall in love with like just watching content. Like I didn't watch a lot of content before I started watching like long form game essays, honestly. Um, and so that's kind of what I wanted to make for that reason. But I kind of also saw that as like just the better thing because I liked it. And there's an element of me that didn't consider, okay, but there's something to be said about the skill of being able to make your point without all the fluff, right? To be able to condense something, to be concise, right? Like, it's not necessarily lesser to try and make a point or to do something that's shorter. And that's kind of how I felt. Like, I was kind of hesitant to do shorter stuff. And then Lemon made the point to me about, like, how reviews gain traction and how you generally already want to know about and care about that person's opinion before you're going to watch their review. And I was like, you're right. Right? So like as I started working on shorter content, I like started to realize, oh, all these things I thought about making something shorter, I still don't really like videos that are as long as my videos. Like personally, when I'm browsing YouTube, I don't generally click on a 13, 14-minute video, right? I generally look for stuff that's like 20 plus minutes long. But like the
Yeah.
experience of making it and it's weird because then I watch my videos back and I'm still like, oh no, this is like a cohesive production and like feels good even though it's counter to what like I thought I wanted to, right? And now I like it because I realize it's a matter of, oh, what's cool is like more than having us being attached to any one type of content is getting to say stuff about games and people listening, right? Like that's kind of the point I made the other day is like as much as like I will, as much as I care about making content I'm interested in, will always make stuff I'm interested in, I'll adjust it in any way necessary within reason to promote people seeing it, because it's not really about the content and making it to make an artistic thing. It's about saying what I want to say about games and getting people to listen. Like if no one watches a video, or not enough, if hardly anybody sees a video, it doesn't suck because that video didn't do well. It sucks because I put all this time into saying something and no one heard it, right? So it's like
Yeah.
that. It's interesting how your perspective on stuff changes just by like considering the concept of, oh, because that's what it was. I remember I was thinking that was the example. I was kind of dancing around it in my head trying to make sure it was. But when I was thinking about that kind of when I was thinking about doing shorter stuff and decided to try doing something shorter with the Alan Wake video, it kind of bounced around in my head as an example that like, yeah, your game was good because it got to the point. It showed me the mechanic you were showing me and then said, thanks for playing. And I was like, that idea, right, kind of resonates the same with content. There's a lot of merit in making something that says something, just one thing, and it says it well, right? Instead of trying to be that person who says everything about one thing, right? I kind of wanted to be that guy who
Yeah.
like made a video about a game and it just said everything about that game, right? And I'm like, now I don't really need to do that because first of all, it's not really fun talking about the bad stuff. So if I just cut that out, that saves me a lot of time. right? Like if I went back, right? If I did a video on Tears of the Kingdom again, right, and just went and
Yeah.
redid it from the start, like, and could go back in time, that video would be 15 minutes long, and it would be about the essentially like in it'd be about the supplementary traversal that I talked about in Jusant, right? If Jusant
Yeah.
is about complementary traversal, I would do a Tears of the Kingdom video about supplementary traversal and how
Yeah. Just
this game is made fun for me. Like, honestly, I don't have high opinions of a lot of it, and yet I liked my time with it and think it was fun because fucking flying around the sky in this massive world just feels awesome, and being able to build your own way to travel feels cool, right? Like,
yeah.
and that's what the video would have been about. I would have just cut out all the shit I didn't like. I wouldn't have talked about the stuff I didn't like, because I realized I'm not as good at talking about that stuff, and my writing about stuff I don't like isn't as strong. And you know, like, not to be a sellout on the face of it, but people don't like when you say stuff that that criticizes something they care about. It's a lot
Yeah,
easier.
just be more specific
Yeah, it's a lot.
on what you want to talk about.
Yeah, and also a lot easier to like. Like, in the flip side, right, is if I did short videos like what I'm doing, but I was on the negative side of it, well, then it would just seem like hate videos where I'd just be honing in on the thing a game does badly, right? And I might someday get around to doing a laid back version of that, where, you know, we talk about a game that tried something cool but it didn't work, right? Or stuff like that. But, like, from the perspective of making content, like, why would I want to make content that just tells people something sucks? You know what I mean? Like, even if you agree with me that it sucks, I don't want to go to a party with a bunch of people where we all cheer and go, yeah, that thing sucks. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really
Yeah.
the kind of environment you want to foster. Like, that's not fun. Even if they agree with me, and even if I like that those people have the same thoughts and feelings I do, I'd much rather hang out with the people that are going to talk about the shit we love about a game. Right? And I think viewers feel exactly the same way, and that didn't dawn on me. I thought I was being, you know, again, I think it's easy to see being the opposition as, like, virtuous or beneficial, or like providing another perspective that isn't getting talked about. But if you don't do it from a position of already being respected and having opinions that people care about, you just seem like a hater. Right? And that's what it is. Like, I was looking at my Tears of the Kingdom video and my Spider-Man video. As much as I think part of it is because of how long they are and because of the loudness normalization, the reason those videos didn't do well is because they didn't get any likes. It's not because they only had 150 or 200 views. Jusant only had 200 views the other day before it just took off out of nowhere. Yesterday morning or what, right? Or the night before last. It only had 200 views, but the reason I think it got sent to a bunch of people for impression is because it had like triple the likes that either Spider-Man or Tears of the Kingdom had at the same number of views, right? Because why? Because people are gonna like something that talks about good stuff more than they're gonna like something that talks about bad stuff.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with my game, which isn't that
Yeah.
much of a problem. It's weird
Tell me,
because
I'm here. I'm curious.
I just suddenly everything became a lot more pixelated. So
Wait.
like a circle is just I have no idea why.
Like, the resolution just dropped.
Yeah, but like in a good way in a sense because like pixelated. I'm gonna do
I have
pixel art.
8 minutes of that.
The
I have
circle
plenty of
sprite-
footage of that stuff.
The circle sprite is now actually just a pixel circle, which I don't understand why. That's probably why. Wait,
Let's go.
I think I found why.
Oh, I need footage of one more.
Okay, probably because I had my scale. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. At least I hope. Yep, fixed it. Okay. Never mind.
Oh, there's
I'm
fire
probably gonna
there.
go now.
All right, have a good one, Fox. Thanks for hanging out. I hope your game stuff goes good.
Yeah. I have a plan, which is just gonna be
It sounds
doing
cool. I
everything.
really like the idea. So even
Yeah.
if we don't chat before it's done, just send it my way as soon as you finish it, and I'll try it
No,
out.
I should be available like all of this week.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna probably work on it, so probably just a vibe.
Sounds good. Yeah, and I'm just gonna
Also on
be.
your stream.
I probably won't be streaming tomorrow. I might stream Wednesday. Probably not gonna stream tomorrow just because I'll be finishing the video.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So you're all at a good point with the video already,
well,
or
it's more like I've gotten a lot faster. When I did the Jusant
yeah.
video, I found out like Lemon and I were talking. I recorded the voiceover and did all the editing for that in 3 days. And I wasn't like rushing. Like I was kind of just doing it at my normal pace, but I just got a lot better at it. So it's just it just doesn't take me as long as normal. So I've got like 2 sections left to write of the script, which I'm going to knock out here in just a bit once I'm done with grabbing this footage. And then I've already collected some of the clips and stuff I needed for editing. And yeah, a big part of it is gathering footage this way saves me a ton of time when I go to edit.
Yeah, because you can just have
I-
a conversation with someone,
Well,
and
and
it just passes by quickly.
Well, and I also just, when I have this footage, I just capture the stuff I want. Like, I don't have to go look for it. It's just there. Like, I realize there's only a few times I need examples of something that I can't just recreate in the moment. Right? And it's generally just cutscenes. Those are basically the only scripted cutscenes are basically the only time I can't show you something that happened already.
Yeah, the cutscenes must be a pain because you can't go back. It's like,
And
if
so
it's a
what's funny,
final cutscene-
people don't realize this. Ever since Tears of the Kingdom, at least, ever since I played through that, I record every single
Yeah.
bit of footage. Like I stream it and it goes to a VOD, but then I also have my stream software running a recording of it so that it doesn't have my voice or your voice or my
exactly.
visuals. Yeah. So yeah, that stuff takes up a lot of space. So after I'm done putting a video together, I have to go in and delete all the footage I didn't use, except for a couple of extras I might want to keep for later. But
Yeah, one piece of feedback that I have is like when it like introducing a game,
Mhm.
I had like a label just with the title and when it came out, just like something like that. So
Oh,
just it
okay,
helps
yeah.
explain. Like I had no idea I was looking at Journey until it was clear. I was like, wait, is this Shuzan? No, there's no way.
Okay,
So
see,
yeah,
and
that's
and
just
that
it would
was
help
and
for
that
people
was
like me, right?
that was actually like an editing error too, because I wanted, like, I went to cut to that and I didn't get the audio recording right, so I was supposed to say about, like, I cut it funny because I was trying to make a point, right, about how the game is about the journey, and then like I had the title of Journey up on the screen and it was supposed to be, that's when I should have put the title card, right? But I put the title card, like the Journey in Jusant, I put that in after that scene, and I think it needed to come before so that you knew what you were looking at, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like I think I just did that in the wrong order, but that is good feedback, because yeah, I want people to like, so it's just about like identifying the game that's on screen, just so you know, right?
yeah,
Like putting in like even if it was like putting, like, I've seen some people put in the corner like just the game and the year in parentheses, right?
yeah. Just like Game Maker's Toolkit was
Yeah,
what's inspired that.
just flash it down there so you understand what you're looking at. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No, that's good. Actually, that's actually really good. I'll probably do that for any reference. I don't think I'm going to reference any other games in this video, but if I do, I'll do that. Okay, awesome. Thank you. See, that's actually why it's good to talk to people, because like people don't tell you stuff. People are like, I don't want to criticize it. It was good. I was like, I'm glad you liked it,
It
but
was really good.
I was like, I'm glad you liked it, but I need to know what's wrong with it so the next one can be even better.
It's more like a just extra. It's not like critique.
Yeah, it's something that it would be helpful for people. No, and that's because that's a good thing, because when I think about it, like one of my things I'm trying to focus on is the fact that I'm kind of in this weird middle zone where I am just old enough to like have played a lot of older games because I got into games really young, but I'm also young enough that like even Lemon, who's only a few years younger than me, doesn't know about a lot of the games I talk about. So I should probably throw them up on, I should probably say what they are, like you're talking about, just so the audience in general knows. That's actually a really good thing to think about, so thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
All right, have a good one. Good luck on your game.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Okay. See you.
Bye bye. I'm gonna take a bit of a drink here, and then let's see. Okay, I was gonna record this in a second. I wanted to. Is there somewhere to wait so I can change the time? Can I wait at this little fire here? Okay, we might just have to go change the time somewhere else. And I wanted to be here at night. Oh, this is actually a really good scene for the sound too. Okay, let's see if I can go into. So I'm gonna make some points of sound, so I need that turned. Effects. Yeah, I'll keep those on. Sound effects, music. They should have like an ambient sound. Oh, you know what? All their sound effects, the way they're mixed, that kind of makes sense with it. Controller speaker. I had no idea my controller speaker was a thing. I wonder if you can hear that in my stream. That's funny. I normally turn that off, but I have headphones in, so I wouldn't even hear it. Good. Ready? Go into the. I'm just doing. HUD setting. Compass. Off. Table. Off. Or at least test. Time is it today? Other. Okay, so just letting this track play out. Okay. So can't capture what I wanted at the other hill. We'll record this. That let's go here. Not recording. Let's see. Push down. Here. This is also off. Start recording this. Turning to nighttime. It is. Where was? Oh wait, we got there. Oh, we had to speak to someone right here. I remember we came. Oh, they're Ekron Rookery. There we go. That'll be the perfect spot. Okay. Okay. This is the one we want. Come back here, just daytime. That one. Correct. Avatar. Avatar 12. Avatar 4. on, scroll up. Okay. Now. Oh, I should turn. Here we go. Record. Setting. Let's. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, wait, no. That's how I should have been doing this. Oh well, whatever. Wait, no. Want dark world. Can we turn those off? There is no way for that, huh? Oh, we'll just. Oop. Sure. Windows open. There we go. There's a perfect spot. Recording. Definitely getting good footage. I'm perfect. The sun's gonna start coming up right now. Big. I have to grab these. Oh, what's that? Or it gets pretty. The door is. I'm so done. There we go. Okay. Well, oh my god. Nope. Damn it. Nope. End record. Start recording. I'm so. still use that note. Why have I missed the freaking ledge? Taking. Oh. You stuck. We can do it. Oh. On. So. Now we can do it. Come on, thunderstorm. I, 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 DF. I'm just gonna say DF. Sorry, I'm real focused on like the camera, make sure it captures it. We're just grabbing footage for the video I'm working on. Alright, if I missed a comment. Where did we go last? Let me baby cry. where we meet in this, but then where are we supposed to? Oh, I see. Supposed to do.
What a treat, huh, mate?
Ooh. How high up can we go? I know. Okay, there we go. That's the ceiling. My God. Okay, well, that's enough of that footage. I think we're pretty much at this. Might as well. Add the actual clouds. Whoa. There's the sound. An hour and a half. Oh, plenty of time. Finally got this. It's a small terminal. Or I'll get back to where I was. Make it all. There. No. Oh, what else do I want to show? More for. I am to best example. It's just the rainforest. Check this area. Jerusalem. Let's see. I don't know. It's the rainforest. That's where we should be able to get. Oh.
flower cannot be forced to bloom.
And I'm spread. There we go. So, here. Goes. So rainforest is good for showing
What
density.
fine weather. I could bathe in it all day and do nothing else. Oh, okay. What the hell takes out trees like? Oh, the dire horse, right? That. And what other thing? What biome have? I think it's the wild. True rainforest. Oh.
do this. Where's the one?
Who is out there? I can.
Oh, God damn it! It did a freaking dash. Better spot. One place that had. Oh wait, the little stumps. Here. There is a place. There's a biome that'll show off better. Enough of that. I think it's. I had to guess. A big. Great root. That. One of these biomes is perfect for like show forest parkour stuff. Have a lot of the right trees. Recording again. Ah, this is the wild vine. Must be wild vine. Leaf. Bamboo. Could be this. Patty. Wild vine. That color. nowhere to leave. There she is. Fine. That's it. Oh, I think this might be it. Yes, this is what. Oh. This is what we want. There we go. This is what. Oop. Parkour. Oh! No, no, no. Again. Base. Ah, come on, let me up. I think this demonstrates one.
I hear the Na'vi have a taste for human flesh. You ever get bored of just talking and talking and talking? Do not spook him, unless you want to chase after him through the forest.
I know.
Show it. That should be all the footage. With that in mind, I am going to call the stream here. It was just to get footage video, so I'm going to go and work on that. Thanks everybody stopped by. Sorry if I wasn't very aware or present. I was trying to get this footage taken care of, so we'll be back